Why, hello there. Anybody watching? Do. Why, hello there. Anybody watching yet? Nope. Well, I could just talk about things and hope you folks catch on. That's not a bad idea. Let's see if we can invite some people. Oh, let's invite some people here. Let's see. I can invite Mr. Tony, Mr. Chris, and Mr. Do. He's at work. Oh. Say hello to my friend Jack. He's here to get to know you people. Say hello, Jack. Hello. Hello. How are you? You sure are ugly. Well, that's not a nice thing to say, Jack. These people are here because they want to. They want to be entertained and they want some advice and they want to learn things. Jack, I'm going to make you sit down. All right. Jack, you go sit down over there. Do. Hope everybody can hear me all right out there. All right. Well, I've had enough done waiting. So I guess we'll go ahead and talk about things. I been sort of a bad mood today. The professor is not pleased with a lot of you people out there. Needless to say, some of you folks are rather confused. You always are. But, tell you what I see. I see a lot of I don't know whether you're naive, easily duped, or if you're just hoping for something to be true that isn't necessarily true, or you're waiting on one shred of information to build an argument for your deepest inner feelings around. And there's a lot of dishonesty going on around what people are sharing on online, and social media. I think is I'm really starting to lean social media is doing way more harm than good. Here I am on social media trying to talk to you people, trying to do good with it, but there's no guarantee that I will. It's quite possible I may do more harm. And sometimes maybe I should push you people into making some rash, unsavory decisions. Perhaps you guys need to do something dramatic so that you can get it out of your system. I don't know. You people. When I say you people, I mean the entire human race. We spend so much time separating ourselves, and this gets back to what I was saying about the intellectual dishonesty amongst one another. Like I said, I see these people posting things on the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter and all those places, trying to support some sort of theory or argument that they have about things, and in most cases the argument only seeks to divide us more and make us more angry at one another. It just feeds into the anger and the hatred and the divide we have with one another. Now look, I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to the Council of the Madmen, we're not friendly, cuddly, squishy, lovey-dovey, hippie type people. We aren't. Some of us may be. They're, like I said, technically everyone's a madman. So sure, there are probably plenty of us out there who are lovey-dovey, hippie, squishy people. But the core members of the council are generally not lovey-dovey, hippie, squishy people. But we do want peace and prosperity for all. But that doesn't make you a hippie. What makes you a hippie is when you it makes you a hippie is when you believe things that aren't true because it supports your ideal. This is what I was talking about. I should probably have thought this out, what I wanted to say a little bit better, but we got to first thing we have to do, people. This is something I believe deep down inside. We have got to stop lying to ourselves. We lie to ourselves about a lot of things, and we convince ourselves that certain things are true and they are not. And we have to stop that. I'm trying to give an example without stepping on too many toes here. But I was in a discussion with someone earlier today, and they were talking about how it's possible they believe that there's some evidence to the idea that perhaps African Americans, or not African Americans, they would have been Africans, pardon me, Africans had somehow made their way to the New World, Central and South America, maybe even North America, and bypassed Asia. They were not of Asian descent. They were of African descent. They somehow skipped a lot of the genetic evolution that took place in Asia. And so basically, Africans had somehow jumped on a boat and gone straight to Central and South America. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. What sort of scientific proof do you have? Well, they're like, well, look at this picture of this statue. The statue's got a wide nose, and the statue looks strikingly African. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they were just bad carvers. That's not really evidence. Do we have some genetic evidence? Do we have some more cultural evidence? Do we have like matching pottery, matching, scientific evidence? I was like, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying, okay, well, where's your scientific evidence for this? And they just started in with, well, just look at him. Just look at the picture of the statue. He's obviously a black guy. I'm like, okay, well, that's not evidence. That's coincidence. That's circumstantial evidence. Maybe it's interesting, but it's not scientific evidence. It's anecdotal evidence is what it is. And they just could not understand it. And then I was like, well, okay, let's just assume that you're right. Let's just assume that Africans got on a boat and made it to Central South America. I'm like, okay, that's fine. The Africans are very industrious people, and they're rather clever. I mean, they managed to figure out how to build the pyramids and all sorts of other amazing things. Hey there, Rick Hayes. Thank you for joining Professor Haratio Hackenbush, the alter ego of mine. So anyway, as I was saying, I was talking to this fellow, and he seems to think Africans somehow made their way to Central and South America before people crossed the land bridge and migrated through Alaska down to the North American continent. And I was like, well, that's fine. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying, okay, what is your evidence? And B, what does it mean? If it's true, and let's just assume it is true.